Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to share methods to solve one of the most frustrating problems many of us face, working incredibly hard but not seeing the results we deserve. Are you struggling with things like this? You're putting in longer hours than your colleagues but somehow they're getting promoted faster. You're studying harder than anyone else in your class but your grades aren't reflecting that effort. You're following all the fitness advice, hitting the gym religiously, but the transformation just isn't happening. Or maybe you're pouring your heart and soul into your business or side project, sacrificing weekends and evenings, yet the growth remains disappointingly flat. I completely understand how disheartening this can be. Many people have the same concerns, and the good news is that you're not alone in this struggle. The methods I'm sharing today might be exactly what you need to finally break through that invisible barrier between effort and results. These aren't just theoretical concepts, they're practical, proven strategies that successful people use to ensure their hard work actually translates into meaningful outcomes. The best part is that you can start implementing these methods today, and many people report feeling a significant shift within just 1 week of applying them. So let's dive in and transform your effort into the results you've been working so hard to achieve. Now, let's talk about why things don't work the way we expect them to. The first root cause is something researchers call the activity trap. We confuse being busy with being productive. Think of it like running on a treadmill versus actually running toward a destination. You might be sweating and working hard on that treadmill, but you're not actually moving forward. Our brains are wired to feel good when we're active, releasing dopamine when we check off tasks, even if those tasks don't contribute to our real goals. This creates a vicious cycle where we seek out more busy work because it feels productive, even though it's not creating real progress. The second major cause is the absence of strategic recovery. Research from multiple universities shows that our brains don't actually improve during the work itself. Improvement happens during rest periods when our neural pathways consolidate what we've learned and practiced. It's like building muscle at the gym. The actual muscle growth doesn't happen while you're lifting weights, it happens during recovery. When we work continuously without proper breaks, we're essentially preventing our brains from processing and improving, which means all that effort goes to waste. The third cause is what experts call effort dilution. Spreading yourself too thin across too many objectives. Imagine trying to fill multiple buckets with water, but you only have one small cup and you're running between all the buckets, adding tiny amounts to each. It would take forever to fill even one bucket. But if you focused on filling one bucket completely before moving to the next, you'd see real, tangible results much faster. Many hardworking people fall into this pattern because they want to excel at everything simultaneously, but this approach virtually guarantees that progress in any single area will be painfully slow. Common mistakes include the more is better fallacy, believing that doubling your effort will double your results. In reality, there's a point of diminishing returns where additional effort actually decreases performance. Another mistake is ignoring feedback loops. Many people work in isolation, never checking if their efforts are actually effective. It's like driving with your eyes closed. You might be pressing the accelerator hard, but you have no idea if you're heading in the right direction or about to crash into a wall. But don't worry, there are absolutely correct methods to fix these issues, and I'm about to share them with you. Let's get into the practical methods that will transform your effort into real results. First, let's talk about the strategic focus method. What you need to do is identify your 3 highest impact tasks each morning before you do anything else. When should you do this? Right after you wake up, before checking emails or social media. Spend exactly 5 minutes writing down the 3 things that, if completed, would make the biggest difference to your goals. Then, work on these tasks first, using focused blocks of 25 minutes with 5-minute breaks between them. This is effective because research from a major research institution found that our brains can only maintain peak focus for about 25 minutes before performance starts declining. The breaks allow your prefrontal cortex to reset, maintaining high performance throughout the day. Here's what makes this method particularly powerful. You're leveraging your circadian rhythm. Your cognitive abilities peak in the morning, typically between 9 a.m. and noon. This is when your brain is best at analytical thinking, problem solving, and creative work. Yet most people waste this golden time on email, meetings, and administrative tasks that could easily be done when energy is lower. For example, instead of spending 3 hours on email and administrative tasks in the morning when your mental energy is highest, you'd spend that peak time on your most important project. One software developer using this method completed a project in 2 weeks that had been dragging on for 2 months. He said the difference was dramatic. By protecting his morning focus time, he could solve complex coding problems that seemed impossible when attempted in the afternoon. The key here is being ruthless about protecting these focus blocks. Treat them like unmissable appointments with your future success. Some people even put deep work appointments in their calendar and decline any meetings scheduled during these times. Remember, every interruption costs you an average of 23 minutes to fully refocus, so protecting these blocks isn't just important, it's essential for breakthrough results. Next, we have the progressive tracking system. Every evening, take exactly 5 minutes to write down 3 specific things you accomplished, 1 thing that didn't work and why, and tomorrow's single most important task. Do this at the same time each day, ideally right before dinner. The amount of detail matters. Instead of writing, worked on presentation, write completed slides 4 through 7 of sales presentation, added data visualizations. This works because it creates what psychologists call a progress loop. Your brain starts recognizing patterns in what actually moves you forward versus what just keeps you busy. A marketing manager implemented this and discovered that 80% of her time was spent on tasks that contributed less than 20% to her actual targets. Within 2 weeks, she restructured her entire workflow and saw her key metrics improve by 40%. The tracking also combats the invisibility problem, where hard work feels unrewarded because you can't see the accumulation of small wins. When you have concrete evidence of progress, motivation naturally increases. The third method is the recovery amplification technique. Schedule a 20-minute walk without your phone every day at 2 p.m. This isn't negotiable, it's as important as any meeting. Before starting any complex task, spend 2 minutes doing box breathing. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, and repeat. At the end of your workday, do a 5-minute brain dump where you write continuously about any unfinished thoughts or concerns. Research from a leading neuroscience institute shows that these recovery periods increase problem-solving ability by up to 30%. The walk specifically helps because bilateral movement, the alternating action of your legs, synchronizes brain hemispheres and enhances creative thinking. One entrepreneur struggled with a product design problem for weeks, then solved it during her second recovery walk. She had been staring at her computer screen for hours each day, getting increasingly frustrated, when she finally committed to the daily walk routine. On day 2, while observing trees swaying in the wind, the solution suddenly appeared in her mind, a complete restructuring of the user interface that she hadn't considered before. The box breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, shifting you from stress mode to performance mode. Many high performers in sports use this exact technique before important moments. A professional speaker who adopted box breathing reported that her presentation anxiety decreased by 70%, and her ability to think clearly under pressure improved dramatically. She now uses it before every important meeting, negotiation, or presentation, and credits it with landing her biggest client contract. The brain dump prevents what researchers call cognitive residue, when unfinished thoughts interfere with rest and next day performance. Think of it as clearing your mental cache. One project manager found that his Sunday night anxiety completely disappeared after implementing the brain dump practice. He would write continuously for 5 minutes about everything on his mind: project deadlines, team concerns, ideas for improvements, even personal worries. This simple practice improved his sleep quality so much that he naturally started waking up an hour earlier, giving him quiet morning time to work on his most important projects. The compound effect of better sleep, clearer thinking, and protected morning time transformed his entire work life within a month. Fourth is the skill leverage strategy. Every Sunday, spend 30 minutes identifying one repetitive task that takes more than 15 minutes of your day. Then invest 30 minutes learning a tool, shortcut, or technique to cut that time in half. For instance, if you spend 20 minutes daily formatting documents, learn advanced formatting shortcuts or templates. This compounds incredibly quickly. Saving just 15 minutes daily adds up to over 90 hours per year. That's more than 2 full work weeks you get back every year from just one small optimization. One accountant learned keyboard shortcuts and Excel macros, reducing report generation from 2 hours to 30 minutes. She started by learning just 5 keyboard shortcuts in Excel: copy values, paste special, quick sum, format painter, and filter toggle. These 5 shortcuts alone saved her 20 minutes per day. Encouraged by this success, she then invested a Saturday afternoon learning basic macros. Within a month, she had automated most of her routine reports. She reinvested that saved time into high-value analysis work, creating dashboards that impressed senior management and led to a promotion within 6 months. Another example is a content creator who spent 40 minutes writing and formatting each social media post. He learned to use AI tools for first drafts and created templates for different post types. This reduced his time per post to 10 minutes while actually improving engagement because he could now focus on strategy rather than execution. The key is starting small. Don't try to automate everything at once. Even learning proper touch typing can be transformative. One study found that increasing typing speed from 40 to 70 words per minute saves the average knowledge worker 3 hours per week. That's over 150 hours per year, nearly a full month of work time. Email templates are another quick win. Create templates for your 10 most common email types, and you'll save hours weekly while ensuring consistent, professional communication. Many people resist this because the learning feels like extra work, but it's actually the highest return investment you can make in your productivity. Think of it this way: would you rather spend 30 minutes learning something once, or waste 15 minutes every day forever doing it the slow way? The fifth method is the alignment audit method. Once a week, preferably Sunday evening, spend 1 hour conducting an alignment audit. Write your main goal in one clear sentence at the top of a page. Be specific. Instead of "be successful," write "increase my consulting revenue to $10,000 per month by December," or "get promoted to senior manager by next quarter." Then list everything you did that week and rate each activity from 1 to 10 based on how directly it contributed to that goal. Anything scoring below 7 needs to be eliminated, delegated, or redesigned. This is powerful because most people have never actually mapped their activities to their goals. They assume the connection exists, but when you actually do the math, the results can be shocking. A freelance designer did this and realized that networking events, which took up 2 evenings weekly, had generated 0 clients in 6 months. Meanwhile, she'd been ignoring her portfolio website, which had brought in every single paying client she'd ever had. She immediately stopped attending networking events and invested those 8 hours weekly into creating stunning portfolio pieces and case studies. She replaced random networking with targeted online outreach, reaching out to 5 potential clients daily with personalized proposals. Within a month, she landed 3 new clients worth more than she'd made in the previous quarter. The audit also reveals goal drift. When you unconsciously start prioritizing other people's urgencies over your own objectives. A sales manager discovered he was spending 12 hours weekly on reports that his boss admitted were nice to have rather than essential. He negotiated to submit monthly summaries instead, freeing up 12 hours weekly for actual selling, which increased his commission by 40%. One research study involving over 500 professionals found that people who regularly audit their alignment achieve their goals 3 times faster than those who don't. The study also revealed that the average person spends only 30% of their time on activities directly related to their primary goals. Imagine tripling that to 90%. That's the power of the alignment audit. Finally, there's the feedback loop accelerator. Every week, share one specific piece of work with a mentor, colleague, or expert in your field. Ask them for one thing that worked well and one specific improvement. Then immediately implement that improvement in your next similar task. The timing here is crucial. Feedback needs to be fresh to be actionable. This method works because it eliminates blind spots that no amount of hard work alone can fix. Think about it. You could work for years perfecting something that's fundamentally flawed, or you could get feedback in week 1 and course correct immediately. A junior developer started sharing code reviews weekly with a senior developer and improved faster in 3 months than in the previous year of solo work. The senior developer pointed out patterns and best practices that would have taken years to discover independently. For example, in week 1, the feedback was about code organization. The junior developer learned to structure functions more logically, making the code 50% easier to maintain. Week 2's feedback focused on naming conventions, which made the code self-documenting. By week 12, the junior developer was writing code that looked like it came from someone with 5 years more experience. The transformation wasn't just technical, the regular feedback built confidence. Instead of wondering if the work was good enough, there was concrete evidence of improvement week after week. Another powerful example is a graphic designer who started sending one design weekly to a designer she admired on LinkedIn. She simply asked, "What's one thing that could make this stronger?" The designer, flattered by the respectful approach, usually responded with invaluable insights. One piece of feedback about typography hierarchy completely changed how she approached all future designs, leading to a 50% increase in client satisfaction scores. The key is choosing the right feedback partners. They should be slightly ahead of you in the area you're developing, not so far ahead that their feedback isn't actionable. A marketing coordinator made the mistake of getting feedback from the CMO initially, but the advice was too advanced. When she switched to getting feedback from a marketing manager just 2 levels up, the guidance became immediately applicable. Also, asking for just one improvement prevents overwhelm and ensures you actually implement the feedback. If someone gives you 10 things to improve, you'll probably do none of them. But one specific, actionable improvement? That gets done every time. Many people avoid this because they fear criticism, but here's the mindset shift. Feedback is just data that helps you work smarter, not harder. Would you rather discover a problem after a year of repeating it, or after a week? The earlier you get feedback, the less time you waste going in the wrong direction. Let me summarize what we discussed today. First, identify and focus on your 3 highest impact tasks every morning before anything else. Next, track your daily accomplishments and patterns with specific metrics every evening. Then, take strategic recovery breaks including walks, breathing exercises, and brain dumps. Also, invest 30 minutes weekly in learning skills that save you time on repetitive tasks. Additionally, conduct weekly alignment audits to ensure your efforts match your goals. Finally, get weekly feedback on specific work to eliminate blind spots and accelerate improvement. The most important thing is to start with just one of these methods. Don't try to implement all 6 at once. I recommend beginning with the strategic focus method because it provides immediate results that will motivate you to continue. Please start with identifying tomorrow's 3 highest impact tasks right now. It will only take 5 minutes. After watching this video, please try the strategic focus method first thing tomorrow morning. Write down your 3 highest impact tasks and work on the first one for just 25 minutes without any distractions. It only takes 5 minutes to plan and 25 minutes to execute your first focused session, so you can start transforming your results in just half an hour. You might feel changes within a week. Most people report increased clarity and accomplishment after just 3 days of using this method. Remember, the difference between working hard and working smart isn't about effort, it's about strategy. It's okay if it's not perfect at first. You might struggle to identify your highest impact tasks or find it hard to focus for the full 25 minutes. That's completely normal. Continuing little by little is what matters. Even if you only manage 1 focused session per day initially, you're already ahead of where you were yesterday. Each day you practice these methods, they become more natural and powerful. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Every small step you take using these methods compounds over time. The person who implements just one of these strategies consistently for a month will see more results than someone who tries all 6 for a week and then gives up. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Your future self will thank you for every strategic choice you make today instead of just working harder without direction. If today's content was helpful, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel reach more people who need these strategies. If you want to know more practical solutions for transforming effort into results, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Let's solve the challenge of wasted effort together and ensure your hard work finally pays off. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and remember, you have everything you need to succeed, you just need to channel it strategically.